Do you see it? I don't know. Like, for Scout.
Come on. Get in. Yay! Yay! Oh.